Well, digital technology is impacting businesses in Nigeria, and the investment securities market is no exception. One of the market street institutions that is innovating the financial system and helping businesses attract more investments is a Central Securities Clearing System, or CSCS. Joining to discuss on this specialized organization in Broad Street is the CEO, Haruna Waziri. Waziri is a technology expert and a capital market professional. Good evening to you, sir, and we thank you for coming on Arise Exchange today.
Good evening. Good to see you.
Great. Now, let's kick off with the first question. What key trends do you see shaping the future of the Nigerian capital market, and how will it impact investors, businesses, and the economy as a whole?
So thank you for that flattering introduction. But we can't run away from digitalization amongst what we do on a day-to-day basis, and we can't run away from the fact that the phone is now your infrastructure, and if you're not inside that smartphone, then you should be extinct, if you like. And so whatever we do within the circle of investment, whether it's beginning when people begin to be admitted into the market, to the end where a payment is made or a transaction occurs, end to end has to be put together in a digital platform. And as you can see within the context of what's happening in our payment systems, this has gone very advanced, and in fact, multiple countries are copying what we're doing. That should also happen in our capital market. So we need to, if you like, pinpoint the areas where we need to spring up on digitalization and ensure that we have that end-to-end STP. As you can hear, or as you're hearing from the market, the exchange is also pushing forward that context of having an end-to-end systems that will work on a digital platform from when you enter as a participant market to when you exit. And I think that's very, very important, and that's not something we should take slowly.
Well, interesting. Now, digital transformation is rapidly changing the financial landscape. What role do you believe the technology will play in the future of the capital market in Nigeria and even across Africa? And how can companies actually adapt to these changes?
So if you look at it from the point of what's happening in global markets, for example, there are some markets that are pushing what they call atomic settlement. So you settle within nanoseconds across markets, across jurisdictions. It doesn't matter what time of the day, and so it's more like follow the sunrise. And if people are talking about atomic settlement, and then we're looking at how to make settlements faster, how to make trades faster, how to create value for investors with that speed that's required, and make investors take decisions very quickly. I think it's not something that we should slow down about. And for us at CSCS, having built a system within the context of having digitalization in the form of what we do on a day-to-day basis with all endpoints, building APIs, solutions with registrars, as well as giving brokers portals to actual work. We believe that should enhance the market as a whole, and hopefully attract investors and see order flow coming into our market.
All right, now let's take a look at this in the face of economic uncertainty and financial challenges. CSCS PLC has just made its financial reports for the fiscal year public, and you recorded significant growth across key financial metrics. What are the key drivers behind this success, and what can SMEs and also large corporations learn from this?
So about 4.5 years ago, the board decided to look at the strategy of the company in a holistic perspective, looking at the 5-year term. What was very clear in terms of the pinpoints of what was discussed at that time was that we were going to diversify our revenues, which meant that we should not rely on our traditional revenues of fees at the exchange or depository fees or fees we charge within the context of the capital market. And that became very clear to management, and the board driving that process led us to begin to look at other areas of business that fit into the company itself and the DNA of the company, and that had been the key driver for how you've seen our revenues grow. For example, we've grown to 19 billion this year in terms of revenues, and PBT was about 12 billion and PAT was about 11 billion. That's significant growth, and that had been in tangent to what we wanted to do as a company. Again, diversification was key, product development was key, as well as we also enjoyed quite a bit of activity in the market last year, and that also contributed. So, in all of the three big areas of our businesses were showing up, especially even our investment fund. Yes.
That's interesting to know. Well, still in the vein of financial challenges and success, what strategies should Nigerian companies and investors adopt to navigate volatility and build resilience in the face of, economic challenges and the rest?
So I think in my mind, the first thing is governance. Once you have the right governance, which is the bedrock of how businesses work, I think that's very important. Two is future-proofing the company in terms of the products and services that you provide. And of course, you have to use technology as a bedrock to do it. Again, having an open mind in terms of research and development, in terms of what you want to bring to the market, understanding what your market is. But in my mind, what is always key is governance, future-proofing the company, and of course, on the bedrock of that, you have to take advantage of technology. That's what really will be a game changer for these companies.
Now, how can the Nigerian capital market attract more foreign investment, and what steps need to be taken to ensure a conducive regulatory and operational environment?
So again, in my mind, what is very important is the macro. So you have to look at how well is the economy doing. That is the benchmark for how companies succeed in an environment. So we need the macros to be right. That's number one. Number two, we need to have companies, grow as it is in terms of the environment that they are operating and also the kind of industries they are. And by extension, we need to see more companies list. We need to see, companies like NNPCs, the LNGs and all of the big corporations that we have to come to the market to be able to attract investors. And I'm talking about value companies. Of course, all of those tech companies that are there creating extreme value within the tech system are also companies that people are interested in, and we need to attract them. And I believe the exchanges are trying very hard to bring in those companies, and hopefully when they do, that order flow will be natural. And I think investors like to see value, and of course, when you have those companies within the macro that we're operating, I'm sure value will be created and that will attract investors. Of course, the regulators, as we're seeing some significant milestones that have been taken, some very, market-friendly decisions have been taken by regulators, and that should also, as it continues, we'll see, a fair playing ground for investors, and that is what investors really like.
All right, before I let you go, let's have your projections now. Where do you see Nigeria's capital market headed in the next 5 to 10 years, and how will your company be a part of this journey?
So that's a very long horizon, even though I know capital markets are long in nature in terms of decision making. But I think what will be very important is, again, enhancing the technological systems that we have, providing that platform, having companies, coming to find capital. As you have seen, in the next 2 years, the banks are going to raise capital. It's always good. Every time the banks raise capital, we see an expansion in the capital market, and we see other companies coming to do the same. And I think that the government is also pro business in my mind, and I think we're going to see a lot of those, incentives for companies to come and list and be part of our market. And again, as CSCS, we are the platform that actually gives the market confidence and ensure that settlements are done. And of course, one of the things we like to see is a transition from T+3, settlement cycle to probably T+1, T+0 in the future.
Thank you very much, Haruna Waziri, the CEO at CSCS PLC. We appreciate your time on the show and we wish you a pleasant evening.